Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's video I have a dedicated diagnostic video about not charging. This is a model QATV 2024 model, and this is a 1200 watts of power. But the diagnostic procedure is going to be exactly the same even if you have a previous 1000 watt model. But if you have a Model X ATV, which is only 36 volt system, or Model S ATV, which is also 36 volt system, please watch my other videos on that dedicated model, because this will be only applied to 48 volt system. Now, if you know from previously that when you plug in your charger to the outlet, it's supposed to light up with a green light, which is basically standby mode. But when you plug into the ATV, it's supposed to switch to a red light, like in my case, and you're supposed to hear fan kicks in. That's how it's supposed to work when everything is properly functioning, charger and the battery pack and the charging input. But what if you plug in your charger and you don't see a red light? Well, basically there is a reason number one: make sure that you have a good fuse, it's not burned, and it is installed. Now you have to check the actual connection plug, if it's plugged in, and you have to answer to yourself, when was the last time you actually recharged your battery and you've seen that red light on the charger? Because many people, they don't pay attention. They think that, oh, I plugged it in, I left it overnight, but it's still not charged up. Well, because they did not see that green light actually switched to a red charging mode. So if you left your ATV unattended, I mean uncharged, for longer than, let's say, 2-3 months because of the winter storage, maybe you were on a vacation, well, maybe in this case batteries got self-discharged to the point that actual charger cannot detect those batteries any longer. So you will need either to recondition those batteries that are inside of this black box, or you need to replace them if it's too late for reviving. But before you remove battery pack from the frame, you have to you can suspect any of the three, which is charger, charging port, or the batteries. So here is one of the really fast diagnostic tools. Well, it's not tools, it's actually this little adapter that says adapter for indoor charging. This would be also your diagnostic tool in the same time. So if you connect this this adapter between the charger and the battery pack, and you will see a red light on the charger, that will confirm that your charger is good, your battery pack is good, but your charging port is no good. So this is how it works. I'm going to put my camera on a tripod. Now you locate battery pack connection plug, the male one, connect this adapter to the plug, and now connect your charger to this adapter. And in my case, I see a red light and the fan kicks in. So this will confirm that batteries are fine, charger is fine, but the charging port might be defective. Maybe it simply got unplugged. So follow the wires all the way to the end and make sure that it is plugged in, and if it's plugged in to the proper plug that says charge, it's going to be labeled as a charge. So make sure that it is plugged in, you don't have any loose connections, loose wires inside of the pin, and you don't have any bent pins inside of the plug. This will be a basic inspection without going any further with diagnostic testing equipment. But what if you plugged in your charger with the charger adapter and you still don't see red light? Well, in this case, it can be as simple as a loose wire inside of the battery pack, or you have a problem with one of the batteries. It could be just a single defective battery between 4 of them that will cause this problem, because the charger will detect that defective battery, and it will not start charging until you replace that particular battery. Maybe one of the wires is loose. So for this you will need to remove this battery pack from the frame, and for this you will need Allen wrench 5mm and the 10mm socket, and remove those 4 bolts, 2 on each side, that holding this battery pack to the frame. Okay, and for this you don't need to remove any plastic footrest. All you need to do with your both hands, tilt your battery pack sideways basically, and there is enough room for removing battery pack from the frame of the ATV. Now you are ready for opening this battery lid. You will need Phillips screwdriver and inspecting all of the wires and batteries. Now guys, I removed the battery pack, but maybe I should recommend you to test your charger first before you remove those brackets and removing battery pack. Maybe there is nothing wrong with your battery pack and all of the wires. Maybe all you have a problem with the charger. Even though that you see green light, which means that it's power's on, but it doesn't mean that it's properly functioning and producing proper voltage output. So on the back of the charger you will see information how much output is going to produce. For this particular ATV, this is a 48 volt battery pack. That's what they call it. In reality, it's going to produce a little bit more than 48. But this 48 output numbers, this is the very minimum that you want to see coming out from the plug. And the very maximum you want to see maybe 10 volts over rated output. You don't want to see more than that. So in reality, if it's going to produce 52, 54 volts, this is good, 55. So let's see how much this one is producing. So to test the charger output voltage numbers, you will need a basic multimeter. Not necessary this brand, as long as you have a maybe digital one, because sometimes a needle multimeter will be too confusing for some people. So the digital is going to show you accurate numbers, more accurate, I think. Now you will have to set your digital multimeter on a DC settings, and if you look closely at this round plug, you will see that 3 holes are marked with number 1, number 2 and number 3. Number 2 is on the middle and it will not be connected to anything. So you will be measuring at number 1, which is your positive red wire, and number 3, which is your negative black wire. So let's insert this probe and see how many volts this charger is producing. Well, in my case, it is 55 volts. So it's basically producing 7 volts more than it says on the back, which is good because it's going to fast this battery pack a little bit faster. If you would have only 48 volts, it would be maybe half an hour slower charging time. Now, after you verify that the charger is producing proper voltage, now we are ready to inspect batteries. So removing those couple screws and opening this lid, and this is what we have. 4 individual batteries. This is how they wired. First of all, you will have to check if none of the wires are loose, as I mentioned previously. If one of the wires is loose, have some corrosion maybe around the terminals, or wire is separated from the connector, obviously you will need to fix that The best way would be by soldering this wire to the connector, or at least crimping. Factory, they have a special crimping tool, so it's done really well, I would say. It's rarely happening that one of the wires get loose, but I've seen it. Now, if all of the wires are tight and you don't see any visual corrosion around the terminals, it doesn't mean that one of the batteries is not internally defective and it is not visible from outside. But before you suspect that and test each battery individually, my advice would be to lift up each battery from the tray. It may be sometimes it's not very convenient, but this is the best way how to inspect them if every one of them is dry. Because maybe there was some kind of shipping damage that you didn't know about that. Maybe one of the batteries got swollen. Maybe there was some kind of crack. Obviously that would be indication that that particular battery or all of them will need to be replaced. Otherwise the charger will detect that internal problem or that leakage and it will not start charging. You will not see red light until you replace that battery. Now, when it comes to testing those batteries, each batteries are rated for 12 volt and 12 amp, and that's what says on the side of each battery, 12 volt and 12 amp. Unfortunately, you will not be able to test how many amps you have in each battery without a special dedicated battery analyzer or tester. But with the basic voltmeter like this, you will be able to see how many volts you have on each battery. Like in my case, I have 12 volts on this battery. Let me get camera closer. I have 12.9 on this battery, 12.9 on this battery, and obviously it's going to be same here because I have a brand new battery pack. So 12.9 and 12.almost 9. So my battery pack is brand new and I got no problem. But if in your case you test in each battery individually and this one have 12.9, 12.9, 12.9, but this one has only 10.1 or 8 volts, any numbers lower than 12, that would be the indication that that particular battery is defective. But more accurate would be if you will test it with the actual battery analyzer. This is one of the equipment that testing equipment that battery stores have. Not every battery store will have it, but most of them who sell batteries only, they know already that basic multimeter is not going to show them accurate result because it's going to show them just a voltage but not amperage. So for example, voltage, it's important, but amperage is even more important because this is the juice of your batteries. If each battery is rated for 12 volt and 12 amp and you have 12 volt and only 4 amp, driving time of your ATV is going to be much shorter, maybe from hour and a half only for 20 minutes, that's all, because you don't have juice. And to find out how much juice left in each battery or how much life left, how many amps left in each battery, you will need testing equipment like this. So if you will go to any of those stores, try to call them first and ask if they have a battery analyzer for small power sport equipment or for batteries up to 50 amps. Because if you go to auto parts store, they will have a regular load tester, automotive load tester, which is rated from 50 amps and up. It will not be accurate because it's not going to show you that good of a result, and even potentially can fry your battery because it's going to give so much load to your battery. So the best way would be if you call around and ask, guys, do you have a testing equipment for small batteries up to 50 amps, and they can verify it for you. Now I purposely removed those wires so I can test energy from without any interference with other batteries. Now for this I'm going to clamp it on, as you can see, okay, and use my testing equipment It's going to ask me a few questions. If the battery is fully charged up, how big is the battery, how many amps, this and that, and then going to give me a result right away. And as you can see, it says good battery, 12.89 volts, which is almost 12.9, and charging 100%, it says. And on the bottom you see it says 11.8 amps, which is perfectly good. This is how much you want to see on the brand new batteries. Now on the used batteries you might see only 7 amps or 8 amps, which is also normal after 1 year old. But if you see only 1 amp or 2 amp on the brand new batteries, or even 6 amp on the brand new batteries, it's already defective because you don't have juice. So, and that's why your charger is not switching to red light, because it detected that you have a problem with one of the batteries. So if you take those batteries to your local battery store like Batteries Plus, Interstate Batteries, Battery World, any other dedicated battery supplier, if they will have a professional testing equipment, they will test how many amps in each battery, not just volts that you can do it at home, and it will give you a general idea, you know, if your batteries are fully charged up or not. But with this type of a testing equipment, you will have idea how much life left in each battery on a brand new or used batteries. So this will be much accurate result. Now, if one of the batteries is defective, or you forgot to recharge your batteries periodically, let's say you left them uncharged for longer than 3 months, and that would be the problem why the charger is not switching to a red light, because the batteries are completely flat. They are discharged. This is normal and it's natural for batteries to get self-discharged. You can try to revive those batteries, recondition those batteries with a regular 12-volt car charger. This is my preferred choice, but you don't have to buy exactly the same model. But I like this one because this one producing 5 amps of power, which is half of the watt rated battery is, almost half. Half would be 6, but this one 5 is good. It's going to give pretty fast charging, plus it has a repair button. So not every car charger have a repair button, but this one does have. So if I'm going to clamp on each battery individually, and as you see, I am also disconnecting batteries, so this way is going to charge it much faster and more accurate. You will just a second, because I connected actual testing equipment instead of charger. Here is the alligator clips from my charger. Now, as you can see, it's showing 12 volt. It's detected my battery right away, and it's already blinking red, so it started to charge. But if I'm going to hold it, this button, and it's going to blink right here where it says a repair. So this repair mode might take from 6 hours all the way to 24 hours, and it will fully restore and repair battery. This is one of the options if you forgot to recharge your batteries periodically. This is how you can revive them. So you will have to do it on each battery individually until this blinking light will stop blinking, and you're going to have a fully charged batteries. So unfortunately, original ATV charger does not have that repair option, but aftermarket battery chargers like this, they can do the job. Now, there is no guarantee that it's going to do the job. It will try to do the job, but there is no 100% guarantee that it will repair your battery. Maybe it's already too late for those batteries to be repaired, and you will have to replace them with the new ones. But this is all of the options that you have, how to diagnose it, how to narrow down the problem, and it's up to you if you want to do it yourself, or you want to maybe go to the store and get people test it for you. But remember that a basic multimeter will not give you accurate result, especially if there is a bad inner cell on one inside of the batteries, because how batteries are built, each battery is going to have 6 internal cells inside of the battery, and if one of those cells are defective, you might have a voltage but you will not have amperage, and this basic multimeter will not show you that bad inner cell. And that's why I strongly recommend to use to test those batteries with a battery analyzer just like this one or similar to this. But it must be for power sport equipment, specially made for small batteries up to 50 amps. So don't be deceived by other low testing equipment which will not be that accurate. Well, this is it, guys. After you repair your batteries I mean, if you try to recondition it at home, maybe after you replace those batteries, some of them, maybe all of them, you're supposed to see voltage, strong voltage coming out on your 48-volt model. You're supposed to see about 52, 53 volts when the battery is fully charged up, just like this one. Well, the polarity does not really that matter, but to be exact on the polarity, this is how, as you can see, 51.5 volts. This is what I have on my brand new battery pack. When they are fully charged up, you will see up to 53 volts, 54 volts even, when they are really healthy. Well, those batteries are generic, nothing unique about those batteries. So if you're going to, you can buy them as a complete battery pack, plug and play, just like this. It will come with this protective case from the Rosso Motors company, or you can buy them individually if one of them is just defective. Remember that if your batteries are older than a year old and you're replacing just the one battery because it was much lower amperage and voltage than the rest of them, I would not really advise you to replace just a single battery, because in the near future the rest of the 3 batteries will fail also, because the energy will not be balanced that properly. On the new batteries you will see exactly the same numbers and the charger is going to distribute energy to all batteries equally. But when you put fresh battery and the rest of the 3 batteries will be used, you might not have a good balancing of the energy, and those batteries will fail pretty soon. So if your batteries are older than 1 year old, I would recommend you to replace all 4 of them. So, but this is all about the budget and your personal decision. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope this was helpful for you, and see you next time. On my next video I'm going to show you how to replace the axle on this particular model ATV. Really nice ATV, by the way. Okay, God bless you. God bless America, Canada, and God bless Ukraine. Stay safe.